my journey in this topic was really to go to the archive, to go through all these papers that the Nazis written, to go through the literature. And what I discovered is that there was actually surprisingly little in terms of Nazi language in those files. There is some, and even if you find it, it's really ambiguous. What are these people thinking? Do they speak their mind? Maybe some do, but very often I have a feeling, well, maybe there is an element of tactics in here. Maybe the people want to, befriend the Nazis, sell themselves as quintessential Nazis without actually being that. What I've discovered is there is a great deal of opportunism in play here. People who try to befriend the new rulers, not because they agree with everything they do, but because they see, well, maybe there are new opportunities for a movement in this situation.
Eu busquei então nos papéis, na papelada do regime nazista, e o que eu encontrei lá foi uma linguagem, pouco da linguagem nazista tradicional, e o que eu encontrei na verdade foram pontos de vista muito implícitos que deixam aquela pergunta: se eles estavam utilizando essa linguagem nazista, se eles estavam apoiando o regime porque eles eram nazistas per se, ou se eles, na verdade, estavam utilizando um tipo de oportunismo para conseguir as vantagens para o seu movimento ir para frente, utilizando do novo governo nazista que estava no poder.
Maybe I can say here that this is also something that recent research on the Nazi era has done, that a lot of the older literature has pursued this path. Well, let's see who were the Nazis, what did they do, what did they think. That's an important question, but it's also important to ask, well, who actually profits from the Nazis? And these are not necessarily the same people. You see the ideologists who fail in the Nazi era, and conversely, you see people who are not convinced Nazis, but who do pursue a career, who get things done. And I think this is an important double question that you need to ask, well, historically and also in our own time. I think one of the crucial questions when we are faced with right-wing populism in our time is, well, is there actually a base? Is there a community of people who are, well, not just willing to, applaud in these awkward lectures of our right-wing populists, but other people who would like to act through, who want to seize the opportunity to want to get something done riding on the back of this movement?
Yes. A história tradicional ela tende a focar quem eram os nazistas, o que eles faziam, como eles faziam, mas nesse sentido a minha busca foi mais por quem eram os que lucravam com o nazismo, quem eram as pessoas que através de oportunidades desse movimento não estavam lá só para aplaudir os nazistas em seus discursos loucos, mas também estavam lá porque eles conseguiriam andar nas costas do nazismo, conseguir oportunidades novas que eles não conseguiriam de outra forma, conseguir coisas que eles não conseguiriam de outra forma e que era lucrativo para eles apoiarem esse tipo de movimento, sem necessariamente ser nazistas.
This is something that, again, this is not my own research, this is part of the broader trend of Nazi historians of the Nazi era who have looked at the people who actually ran the Nazi movement. And what they discovered is that there were a lot of young people in the Nazi movement, a lot of people who were born in the early 1900s, a generation that experienced the First World War, but who did not fight in the First World War, which means there are a lot of people who survive the war years, who live on, who see all their certainties shattered, who have a deep distrust towards all the rules of a civil society, the rules of open societies. Very often these people are academically trained, and these people are ready for action. For them, the Nazis are not first and foremost something about ideas, they are something about giving an opportunity to pursue a career and to get into high positions. I think this is something you need to realize about the rule of the Nazis, that it drew a lot of its dynamism from young people who got into very powerful positions very quickly and could do things that they could never have done in the Weimar democracy.
Okay. Agora, falando um pouco fora da minha pesquisa, o contexto de que muitas pessoas jovens estavam entrando no movimento nazista e chegando a cargos muito importantes na hierarquia nazista, também se deve ao fato de que vários desses jovens, eles nasceram 1900s, na década de 1900, nessa década, e eles tinham um treinamento acadêmico significativo, e alguns lutaram na Primeira Guerra Mundial, sobreviveram, e dentro do regime nazista eles conseguiam, por serem academicamente treinados, chegarem a posições rapidamente dentro da hierarquia nazista, não necessariamente porque concordavam com os ideais nazistas, mas porque o nazismo provia a eles uma certa oportunidade que eles não conseguiriam chegar na democracia tradicional que eles antes possuíam no regime alemão.
Maybe I quote one of our leading historians of the Nazi era, Ian Kershaw, who coined the phrase "working towards the Führer" to capture this kind of dynamism. That a lot of people in the early years of Nazi rule felt that their task was to prepare something to follow initiatives, draft laws, create institutions, draft building programs that would then be submitted to the Nazi movement, ultimately to Adolf Hitler himself, and that Hitler would then see what there is and embrace some of these initiatives and push them through. So a lot of the dynamism of Nazi rule had to do with the fact that people were working towards him and preparing things with their own agenda in mind. And one of the people who were doing this were people in the conservation community.
A grande parte do nazismo era de pessoas que eles produziam leis, produziam instituições, produziam trabalhos e tentavam colocar isso dentro do nazismo porque o nazismo incorporasse essas leis, incorporasse esses trabalhos, incorporasse essa agenda. Então, uma boa parte do nazismo aconteceu nesse sentido de que trabalhar em direção ao nazismo, não necessariamente para Hitler. Então, os conservadores, então, eles buscavam dentro do movimento nazista uma lei, uma junção de todas as suas buscas. Eles buscavam dentro do movimento nazista conseguir uma legitimação na lei sobre o conservadorismo ambiental. E eles conseguiram isso, e na época de 1935 foi a lei mais avançada no sentido de conservação ambiental que existia na época.
Of course, when I talk about conservation here, it's something very different from the environmentalism in our own time. It's not about everything is connected with everything. It's not the broad range of issues that we talk about. The conservationists were not much interested in pollution issues. They're not talking about biodiversity. What they're concerned about is creating nature reserves. What it is about is protecting the outlook of landscapes. This is the agenda.
Okay. O que eu estou falando aqui de conservadorismo ambiental não é necessariamente a poluição, não é necessariamente os mesmos problemas que a gente tem hoje em dia. O que eles buscavam naquela época era uma conservação de criação de reservas nacionais, a preservação da paisagem e essa agenda de conservação num sentido diferente do que a gente tem hoje.
So it's a narrow agenda that they pursue, but if you look at this agenda and you look at the National Conservation Law of 1935, you realize this law is really the fulfillment of almost everything that they had wished for a generation. And this is important to understand why so many conservationists were convinced that this is a regime that understands their concern. It's not about ideology, it's about this wonderful law that fulfills everything that they hoped for a generation. Since then, you see that in the conservation community there is a belief this is finally our regime.
Nesse caso, então, o regime, os conservacionistas, eles estavam buscando essa lei E apesar da agenda dele ser menor do que a agenda de hoje, quando a lei de 39 passou, desculpa, falei 35, 39, passou, ela contemplou todos esses movimentos que eles estavam buscando, todas as suas reivindicações estavam inclusas dentro dessa lei. Então eles conseguiram se relacionar com o nazismo de uma forma não ideológica, com essa é a nossa ideologia, mas que o nazismo, esse é o governo, é o nosso governo no poder que está nos ouvindo, que está chegando lá, que está nos deixando atuar com a nossa causa.
Well, in retrospect, there was no way to overstate the extent of the delusion at play. The Nazi regime is not interested in conservation to the extent that the conservationists imagined. This is not an environmental regime. In fact, the National Conservation Law is only passed because one of the leading Nazis, Hermann Göring, has a penchant for hunting, has a large nature reserve under its own hand, and actually uses the conservation apparatus to generate some of the money for his own reign. So there are absolutely opportunistic, Machiavellistic reasons for him to push this law through. And you see that after the law is through, there is very little that Hermann Göring does in order to underscore the cause of conservation. So the entire idea, this is our movement, is basically an act of illusion of thinking.
Ok, isso foi uma grande desilusão para os conservacionistas, porque essa lei foi, na verdade, passada só porque um grande general... Como the name of the guy?
Hermann Göring.
Porque esse Hermann Göring, ele gostava muito de caçar, e ele tinha várias de suas... Uma reserva muito importante que passou nessa lei, estava sob seu controle, e, na verdade, depois disso, não foi... essa lei ela não foi realmente aplicada, enforçada dentro do regime nazista, e ela somente passou, e foi isso.
So it's really the hunting passions of one leading Nazis that is at play here. Adolf Hitler himself had very little to do about conservation. He lives in an alpine resort, but he's not a conservationist. He's not a nature person. He's really a city person through and through. Of course, in this book, Hitler is on the cover, but that has something to do with U.S. publishers. If you give them a picture of Hitler, they want to put it on the cover. But it's really doesn't no way reflect the actual power play here.
Então, a paixão de um grande figura nazista pela caça foi que levou essa lei, e o próprio Hitler, apesar de viver num resort, ele não era um conservacionista, e ele está na capa do meu livro porque os publicadores americanos, eles gostam de fazer um auê, e aí colocaram o Hitler na capa, porque é mais interessante.
And of course, if you look at the entire policies of the Nazis, if you talk about rearmament, if you talk about infrastructure building, if you look at the pollution laws, there is no, if you look at land reclamation, a lot of effort went into correcting rivers, draining marshlands, cultivating marginal lands. If you look at the overall Nazi policies, it's clearly an anti-environmental policy.
Se você olhar para as permissões de construção, para drenagem de rios, para desvio de rios, drenagem de pântanos, produção de agrícola perto de reservas, de rios, das margens do oceano, você vê que, na verdade, essa lei, ela, na verdade, é antiambiental, que o regime nazista, na verdade, foi antiambiental, porque ele não contemplava esse tipo de preservação.
So if you ask the question, how green were the Nazis? Not very green at all. The key point, though, is to realize that is not the way that the conservation community saw things.
Então, se você perguntar se os nazistas eram realmente verdes, eles eram nada verdes, mas não era a forma que os conservacionistas viam o regime nazista. Não era o jeito que eles viam da forma da lei.
So you see a firm conviction in the conservation community with this national conservation law. These are our people, and you see frenzied activities to use this law to the best of their abilities. They try to do, well, what conservationists were supposed to do at the time: create nature reserves, designate treasures of nature, register it with true German diligence. That is what they do, and they think that this shows that this is the regime of this.
Eles viam o nazismo como o nosso regime, porque o nazismo ele criava algumas reservas, eles pensavam o que os conservadoristas fariam, e aí os conservadoristas acabavam vendo o regime como sendo parte deles, como lutando pelas suas causas, quando na verdade isso não estava acontecendo.
And you can even see some of them saying after 1945, after the end of Nazi rule, that this in a way was a high time of conservation. It speaks not about the realities on the ground, but it speaks a lot about the mindset, that in a way the conservation community was high in thinking these are our people, and that they could pursue a type of policy that they could not pursue under the previous democracies.
Mesmo depois da queda do nazismo em 45, a comunidade conservadora ainda achava que esse era o nosso tempo, foi o nosso tempo, não por causa das ações que o nazismo tomava, e sim pelo mindset, pela forma que o nazismo se vendia a ele mesmo como um regime conservador, pela propaganda do Estado. Conservacionista, desculpa.
And by way of concluding this, I think this is really the key takeaway from this experience. We need to think about the ideas, we need to think about the ideas that shape our thinking, but we also need to think about, well, who are the people that we work with, that you cooperate with, and people that you benefit from. Every environmental movement needs partners. The question is, well, what are these partners, and how far do you go in terms of working with these partners?
Então, a gente precisa de parceiros, os conservacionistas precisam de parceiros para lutar nas suas causas e quão longe a gente pode ir, quão longe eles foram para conseguir esse tipo de parceiro, para conseguir.
For down, working, it was probably okay to continue to work in conservation. It was probably okay to use the new national law, but you see how, well, the more you work with this law, the more you accommodate and support the Nazis.
Eles estavam num chão escorregadio, num lugar escorregadio, porque era ok você trabalhar com essa lei nacional, era ok você trabalhar como conservacionista, porém, cada vez que você utilizava essa lei, você estava dando suporte aos nazistas, estava apoiando os nazistas.
And it's really hard to say in retrospect, where was the line that they crossed? It's somewhere. There was a line that was crossed here, but it's hard to say, well, what is the acceptable behavior and what is the unacceptable behavior. I could tell you some of the stories where they actually use anti-Jewish laws for conservation purposes. It's quite clear that is a point beyond debate. That's not something that should happen. But it's important to recognize the path towards that point is this slippery slope. And if I were to identify a key failure of conservationists in Nazi Germany, it is the complete absence of thinking, how far do we go?
É difícil a gente voltar um tempo e encontrar a linha onde estava o comportamento adequado para você seguir e o comportamento que você ultrapassava para utilizar. Por exemplo, algumas leis antissemitas foram utilizadas para enforçar o conservacionismo, porém era sempre um chão escorregadio, você nunca sabia se você estava para frente ou para trás. Os conservacionistas estavam sempre nesse dilema. É claro que não é correto utilizar as leis antissemitas contra os judeus para enforçar as leis conservacionistas, porém foi uma coisa que aconteceu durante o regime nazista.
And I look very carefully at the archives in terms of, do I find a debate about this? You know, is there an awareness among conservationists that they work under different conditions now that they are working under authoritarian rule? I didn't find very much, very little. And even after 1945, there is no moment of soul searching that sets in immediately. This is something that really has only started very recently, not least with the government initiative that I mentioned. But the generation that worked with the Nazis never worked through this experience.
Eu procurei se tinha algum tipo de sabedoria, que eles entenderiam que eles estavam trabalhando junto com o governo nazista, como se eles tinham esse tipo de preocupação, se eles estavam sendo éticos ou não estando éticos, né, no sentido do nazista. Não?
And I think this is really the key takeaway point that the history of working in an authoritarian society is something that we should really remember in these terms, that there is a need for, well, what you might call a culture of self-observation, a reflection on what am I doing here, who am I working with. And no illusion, if we are to build a greener, more sustainable society, we need partners and we need to work with people who have their own interests. They will not be pure people, but there is a point where you start to betray the soul of your own cause with these partners. There is no firm line that we can draw in the past. There's no firm line we can draw for the Nazis, but we can think about the line and maybe create a culture where we self-observe ourselves, and maybe that is what we can take away from this experience in light of our current predicament with right-wing.
É difícil encontrar a linha, né, entre o que você está traindo a sua própria causa ou quando você está encontrando os parceiros para lutar pela sua causa. Isso a gente tem que utilizar essa linha. É difícil encontrar, ela está borrada no passado, mas talvez a gente possa utilizar esse tipo de experiência para conseguirmos pensar quem são os parceiros que trabalhamos hoje. A gente está disposto até que ponto para conseguir as nossas causas, e até que ponto a gente pode trair o nosso movimento. Falando da fala anterior dele ainda, que ele falou que ele não encontrou muitos arquivos que tinham esse debate se os nazistas, se as pessoas conservacionistas estavam ou não atravessando essa linha. Eles não tinham esse tipo de entendimento deles estarem ou não, e não existia quase nenhum tipo de debate sobre isso.